So let's talk about, first of all, what's happening this week to get ready for the work that will begin on Friday then?
Well, there's a lot that needs to go, that needs to be put in place before the actual closure. Lane marking, signage, all of these barrels that you see around me, that's all in advance of the closure. Likewise, there's going to be a lot of work taking place on Friday through Friday night into Saturday morning to get the closure in place.
Okay, so the closure actually starts after the rush hour on Friday.
Right. They won't begin to implement the closure until late Friday, after the late Friday commute hours.
Okay, we're doing this a little bit early this week because we know, even though as much as we talked about it, people will still forget. So let's just, from start to finish again, what's going to be closed starting at rush hour Friday, how long that's going to last, what's happening? Just give me the...
US31 Meridian Street in Carmel, between Old Meridian on the south end and 136th Street on the north end, will be fully closed. The official detour will take Keystone Parkway down to I-465, but many of the local routes will remain open for that local access. Again, along Old Meridian, Pennsylvania, Illinois to the west, all of those local routes will remain open to all those local businesses. All of those local destinations, the access will be maintained, but it won't be from US 31. It'll have to be from one of those parallel routes.
Okay, you were talking about some of those before we had the camera rolling. Talk about a couple of those that might be of interest to people.
Well, Old Meridian will be available from the north and south ends. At the 136th Street area, there will be a signalized interchange for access to 136th, Smoky Row, Roller, Eglin on the west side, as well as Old Meridian on the east. Smoky Row will be closing a little bit later on this spring. But then again, on the south end, where we are right now on the south end of Old Meridian, there will be a median crossover in place for free-flowing traffic, both north and southbound. So if you're southbound on Old Meridian, you will have access to southbound US 31. There won't be any southbound traffic to compete with, so again, it will be free-flowing in both directions. And that really should help, again, with that local access.
Okay, because this is, I mean, obviously a lot of businesses, I'm sure there was some concern about what impact this was going to have on those businesses and just people in the commute as well.
Oh, absolutely. The impact of businesses, this is not only a congested traffic area, but there's a lot of business here as well, and we've met with many of those businesses. We've had public meetings, not only with the general public, but specifically with the businesses. We've had presentations with a number of businesses that have requested for us to come in and talk directly with their employees. So that's one of our top priorities, is making sure that we can do this project not only safely for both the workers, the motorists, but also have as little impact as possible to the businesses in this area.
Okay, and when all is said and done, what will the improvements do for this area?
Well, when we're all done, we will have free-flowing traffic. That means getting rid of all of these traffic lights on US 31 between I-465 and State Road 38. We won't be completely done. We won't be all open to traffic until the end of 2015. But by the end of this year, we will have 8 miles of US 31 with no traffic signals.
Okay, and talk about the amount of traffic that goes through here. Do you have by the numbers?
Right. In this area specifically, we're talking about 50,000 vehicles on an average day. And that traffic, most of it will be displaced to the local routes and to the official detour. It will take a few days, maybe a couple of weeks for that traffic to really settle in as people try different alternate routes. We ask that people just be patient, take their time, plan a little bit of extra time, and this will all be over sooner than later.
This might be a dumb question, I apologize, but generally speaking, how much extra time do you anticipate it taking for just the average commuter that goes through this area?
Well, again, it really depends on where they're coming from, where they're going.
Right.
If they take the official detour, if they're going to try some of these local routes. Probably, at least for the first week or two, plan more time than what you think you'll need, because a lot of other people are going to be trying different routes as well. Maybe start trying those routes this week in advance of the closure and see how much time it takes you, and then probably just pack on a few extra minutes. Once we get through the first couple of weeks, as people settle into their alternate route for this closure, you'll get a better idea of exactly how long it's going to take you.
Okay, and you mentioned something this weekend about Carmel, about 2 areas that are closed, but they'll be reopened on Monday. Just remind me about that again.
Right, Main Street, 131st Street is already closed to and from US 31. For this weekend only, Carmel Drive, 126th Street will also require closure for the installation of a drainage culvert. That will reopen by Monday morning and will provide that east-west connectivity across US 31.
Anything else?
Good.
All right. Less than 5